There were some topics that you touched on that I was familiar with, which was great to get an affirmation or a reaffirmation, if I can call it that. The one concept that you spoke about was how when you try and force something, it's not going to work because you're using your own means.
Yes.
And Abraham Hicks calls it going downstream.
Yes.
That you just need to go downstream.
I visualize a little boat going down the river, and I go,
yes,
go
exactly.
Flying down, looking at the trees, listening
at
to
the trees.
birds, and floating,
exactly.
And there is a stone. You go around it. Otherwise, you were like going against the stone. But all that started from the TAO. Years ago, when I first got divorced, my ex-husband gave me a TAO book. I don't even think he knew what service he did by giving me that book. Because I started to read Life Between the Lines. Something, because I pick up the energy of books like the Celestine Prophecy. And again, when I do a book, I don't just do the Celestine Prophecy. I do the 9th, the 10th command. It's not a commandment, but it's a similar word. And then the practical book, and then the group book. So I do everything in the series until something clicks into place and say, I got everything I needed from this. And then in the future, I can touch it, go in and out, but I don't need to work with it. So the secret of Shambhala was the other one. So the Celestine Prophecy started to say, when you look at a tree, you can pick up the energy of the tree, not so much look at the trunk of a tree. So if you back off a little bit and gaze, you can feel something vibrating, and you can tap into the beauty of that tree further from the tree that you can see. It could be a broken trunk. You still can see the beauty of the tree. And that is when we start splitting from the 3 dimension to the 5th dimension. That's when you become an alchemist. The Tao is the same, the yin and yang, the balance, the flowy. So you don't read the hardcore words. You allow the energy of the words to sieve through you and shift you somewhere and bring reminiscence or remembrance or memories of feeling something, and you start, and then you go back to the book. You don't read a book in one go, you read a paragraph and you close it and you make your notes, and that's how you start weaving, because one of my main totems is the spider, so I'm a weaver and I weave with words, written and spoken. I always wanted to be an author or a writer, but I couldn't. I had a massive block in my throat chakra that I cleared with when I did Reiki 2, because I'm a Reiki master. So through the process of doing Reiki, I always say, you always teach what you need to learn. So I always want to get to the top of whatever learning I'm doing, because I want to teach teachers. I want to be able to teach people. I want to be able to have all the answers to their questions. I won't always have all the answers, but I have enough answers for myself. And the rest we can co-create together. Because I can always learn from you the same as you learn from me. But is this process of starting to back off and don't grab so hard to the things and allow the energies to flow off you and give you a little, oh, what was that? And then you go with that and say, did I dream it? Does it matter? Your mind think it's real. If you think it's real, it's real.
It's real.
Start giving ourselves credit and stop listening to other people telling us what to think, how to think. You can never make magic if you follow someone else's footsteps. But how I use Abraham's, which is really the only one I listen to these days, because I'm highly selective now, because I don't really have so much time now to spend. You get lost in the internet.
Listen to everything.
That's right. So what I do is with Abraham's, I just tweak it and tune it. It's like taking that dial, and she says, oh, go back again. Oh, yes, thank you. And 15 minutes a day, and that's all I need. And it's like my meditation. So in fact, your whole life becomes a meditation. You no longer walk heavy on the earth. You float and slide, you glide, because you're not attaching to anything. You just open and hear, and things start catching outside your peripheral vision. That's also the spider. See outside of your web. Something outside of your web can be there trying to come in to guide you or to, so it's not that easy to explain. I think you know where I'm talking about, because I can feel you are, and you already did. To be honest, people who come to me are people who already have some kind of level, because not everything I say is easy at the beginning. So perhaps, like you say, I am intermediate. Yes.
But I like what you've just said, that, and I got the sense as I was reading that the book is for somebody who's already on the path,
Yes, that's
not
right.
for somebody who's starting,
That's right.
because it's adding to the knowledge that you already know.
Right.
So and because I am already on the path, when I saw the title and saw the opportunity, I was drawn to it,
so
because
resonated with
I've already done the steps. Yes,
at the very beginning, like 25 years ago, the first book I read, apart from the Celestine Prophecy, was Bringers of the Dawn by the Pleiadians. And oh my God, it was like they were talking to me, and I didn't know anything about spirituality. And I could not talk to anybody because nobody understood what I was talking about. At the time, it was like being in a sect. They said, "Are you in a sect?" "No, really, I'm by myself." But it was like, I was reading, I go, is somebody talking to me?
How do you know? How do you know?
A camera here on the wall. So this is how you feel, that you are in that stream already, that someone is already talking to you at more than one level, and you can put your finger on it. So they call it a pseudoscience. Call it what you want. For me, it's a science, and in the future, metaphysics and science will merge. It's just that because we cannot tell where the energies come from, we cannot prove it or repeat an experiment in a laboratory, because we may not have the machines to measure these energies, but they are real. People are living through them.
Yes.
They are meaningful enough for you that they fill your heart. And other people may see that in God or in religion, which is fantastic. Each person must find their own individual path. But I do not want to be told what I need to do, how I need to think. In fact, I was brought up a Christian, and then I kind of, I still believe and everything. I have a strong faith, but I kind of merged it and made my own. And my family was saying, what right do you have to mix and match Buddhism with Taoism? What right don't I have to do that? I need to carve my own path, because I need to be responsible for where I'm going, and I want to be grateful for everything I've given, but I got the ultimate choice, my life, because I've been given this energy to do something with it. This is my part of energy, mine, to do with it what I think is right. And you're responsible and answerable to others in your family and everything else. You can just go crazy all the way you want or hurt people, but ultimately you're in charge of your own path.
That concept of being in charge of your own path is one that I find a lot of people struggle with, because sometimes it's easier to just sit back and say, the being in the sky decides what I should do, and my job is just to surrender myself, which isn't a bad thing. That whole concept is a part in your book where you speak about surrendering, which I really liked.
Yes.
But the whole concept of saying create, make it happen, it's something that people struggle with, which I think is one of the reasons why this becomes a very personal thing for me.
That's right.
It's something I would like to share with other people.
That's right.
Sometimes I don't think other people are ready to hear it, though.
That's right. Welcome to my world. But the thing is that when we take our power, it's like we have to justify to others why I am so brave or so rebel or so prepared to break through ground to take my power. It's like you go to justify yourself to others because they are not ready or don't want to or can't or simply are lazy. It's better that someone tells you what to do and you just follow. But then you never grow up. You're always a child. So to climb your own power is a scary thing. And many people are not ready because it's just too much fighting the status quo. And then you are in a place like a pack of wolves. One is the alpha and the other one's one is the omega. So wherever you are at, you are maintaining that structure. If you take yourself out of the structure, you start making the whole thing wobbly. And the people who are above and below counting on you to maintain their own status or whatever it is. And now they say, you are too cheeky. You can't do that. And you say, I'm
Who do you think you are?
So it takes a cycle for you to keep on going in a consistent path, to create good in your life, consistency in your life, integration in your life, happiness, joy, less illness, more the body you want, the career or the job you want, the harmony or balance or routine you want, because you start working like that, and people look at you and now they say, how did you manage?